morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great start to your day, a great start to your week. Happy Monday to you. So today is a grounding practice, and we're going to go ahead and start standing on our mat. So you can come to whatever comfortable seat you want to, or I should say stance on your mat. So when you come onto your mat, we'll have the feet grounded right into the floor. We'll see if the lighting will work with me today. Feel the feet rooted firmly down. You're going to screw the balls of the feet into the floor. So to do that, feel the inner thighs rotate inwards towards one another. And then as you do that, you'll lift up through the heart. The belly button's going to pull towards the spine, and then the heart will lift towards the chin, so the sternum lifts up. And let's have the hands by the sides of the body. Open the palms nice and wide, spread the fingers. I want you to seal the lips for a moment, close the eyes, and just start to become aware of how you're feeling this morning. Maybe you have been awake for a long time. Maybe you are just waking up. And as you feel the feet rooting into this present moment, you'll bring all of the awareness to your heart. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Let's take our 3 cleansing breaths to begin our practice. Take a big, deep breath in. Open mouth exhale to sigh everything out. And then again, big, deep inhale. And a full exhale. Open the mouth, sigh it out. And then a final breath. Big, full inhale. And a long exhale. And then keep the eyes closed, seal the lips now, and start to turn that focus now to your conscious breath. Breathe deeply and rhythmically through the nose. And then with the eyes closed and our presence here, grounding into this moment, I want you to think about this thought as we practice. How often do you actually express gratitude and kindness to those? How often do you actually tell someone that you are thankful for some quality? A lot of times we think about those things, but we never speak them or say them. And so let's maybe focus on all of those people in our lives that support us, and each of those qualities that helps to create our entire life. And then when you're ready, keep that smile on your face. You'll blink the eyes open, and let's go ahead and begin our practice. So if you're working on a mat, come to the top of the mat. You'll ground the feet into the floor and lift up through the heart. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back again. Find your mountain pose. And then the next inhale, we'll sweep the arms up and think about going in the same direction of the corners of your mat. So you're not going too wide. You want to lift up through the corners of the mat. Lift through the heart, pull the palms together at top, and then exhale, we're going to fold forward at the hips. Try and keep the back as flat as possible, the chin slightly tucked to the back of the neck is long. And then release the hands, pull the belly button to the spine, chin comes towards the chest, and then you'll pause here, take a full breath. And then the next inhale, let's rise halfway. You can keep the fingertips on the floor or bring the hands to the shins, but roll the weight into the toes. That chin is slightly tucked, and the gaze is down towards the mat. Pull the shoulder blades behind the ears. You're still breathing here. And then exhale, fold forward once again. Inhale, find your flat back. Roll the weight into the toes. Exhale, fold forward. This time, inhale, rise all the way up. Feel the palms touching overhead. And then exhale, pull the hands to the heart. At the same time, feel the feet grounding into the floor. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms are touching overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart. Hinge at the hips, over the thighs. Inhale to find your flat back. Reach the heart forward. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to rise all the way up. Nice and slow. Use your breath to connect the movements. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Let's go ahead and add on. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Lead with the heart. Dive forward. Use your breath to come all the way down. Inhale, find your flat back. Reach the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bend the knees, plant the palms, table or plank pose. Ground the palms nice and wide. Root the knuckles down into the floor. And we're all lifting up through the back of the heart. So it's almost like you're pulling the heart into the back of the body. We're not spreading up too much and rounding the back, but notice how sometimes we'll get that divot in between the shoulder blades. So see if you can spread the shoulders slightly, not too much to where we're overarching the back. And then the tailbone is reaching back. And we all know if the legs are lifted, reach the heels back and feel the backs of the knees lifting up towards the ceiling. We'll all take a deep breath in wherever you are and a full breath out. Feel the strength in your arms. One more breath in. And then lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. You can walk the toes in if you want to shorten your stance a little bit. You can start to pedal out the feet if that feels good. And then you'll just take a deep breath in, find downward facing dog, soften the shoulders, and a deep breath out. And then inhale, you're going to rock the shoulders forward. On your exhale, you're going to lower. The knees can be down onto the ground. Slowly lower all the way. Untuck the toes. Keep the hands in line with the chest. And then inhale through the back of the head. Baby cobra here. And then notice that the elbows want to kind of swing out like airplane wings. Hug the elbows close to the body. And the chin is tucked here so that the back of the skull is lifting the head. One more breath in. Press the tops of the feet onto the floor. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhale to tuck the toes. And either with or without the knees, you're going to press up with your exhale, table or plank, and then into downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. Inhale to come up onto the tippy toes. Bend the knees. Bottom of your exhale, hopper, step forward. Inhale to find your flat back. Reach the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms are touching overhead. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Close the eyes here. And I just want you to maybe notice that the breath is starting to speed up, getting the blood flowing through the body. We'll go through that sequence one more time. Blink the eyes open if they're closed. Inhale the arms up. Feel the palms touch. This time, press the hips forward, little tiny back bend. Exhale to forward fold. Use the entire breath for the movement. Inhale, find your flat back. And then exhale, forward fold and step back into your plank or table pose. Firm your thighs if you're in plank pose. Firm the core. Press the earth away from you. And then everyone's going to inhale, rock the shoulders forward. If you're on your knees, you can always come back down to cobra pose. If you want to go a little bit further, we're going to lower halfway. Keep the elbows hugged into the body. Come onto the tops of the feet. And then you'll press into the palms. Keep the knees lifted off the floor. Gaze forward for upward facing dog, Keep pressing the palms into the floor. Take another breath in wherever you are, either cobra or upward facing dog. And then the exhale, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. Take as much time as you need to get there. Once you get into downward facing dog, take a deep breath in, lift the sit bones high, and a deep breath out. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, Look forward, bottom of the exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, find your flat back, reach the heart forward, and then exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale to rise all the way up. Palms are touching overhead, little back bend. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Close the eyes. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. I just want you to notice maybe a slight shift in where you are now from where you started. And then one person that comes into your mind right in this moment as I'm speaking. I want you to think about a personal quality, a positive personal quality about that person. And then maybe commit later today to express that quality to that person. And then let's go ahead and move on. Eyes blink open. Inhale the arms up. Palms are touching overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart. Dive forward over the thighs. Inhale to find your flat back. Heart reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. You're going to bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to plank or table pose. Firm your thighs and firm the core. Reach the heart forward on your inhale. Exhale to lower, either halfway or all the way down. Inhale, come into your back bend, either cobra or upward facing dog. Reach the heart forward. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Lift the sit bones high towards the ceiling. Inhale, raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep the hips square, toes point down. And then notice what happened to the palms. Keep pressing the mat down and forward. Take another breath in, reach the heel back, look forward, plant the foot between the palms. Reach that foot as far forward as possible. And then the left foot, we're going to step the left foot out and over maybe just a few inches. Spiral that left heel down. So the feet are not on the same track. Both of the hips are pointing forward. Bend in the right knee. Inhale to rise up. Warrior one. You can bring the hands right alongside the ears to start right away. You can start with the hands at the heart or the hips. So I want you to think about first the back leg. Feel that inseam rotating backwards. And you can do this by pulling the right hip back and feel the right side of the torso kind of pulling back so that the hips and the shoulders both square forward. Feel the outer edge of the left foot sealed to the floor. And then use the core here. The belly button's going to pull up towards the chin. So not all of the weight is just in the legs. The weight is even though in the front foot and the back foot. So sink deeply into the right foot. Feel the ball of the right foot drive down to the floor. And then maybe now when you're ready, if the arms aren't lifted, bring the arms right alongside the ears. Soft shoulders. Stay connected to your breath. We'll take one more full breath here. And then we're going to bring the hands behind the back. Interlace the hands, and you can keep the hands rested on the low back if you want, or you can extend them down the leg. What I don't want you to do is start to hinge forward or start to slump. So lift through the sternum. Take a big, deep breath in to grow tall through the spine. And then exhale, hinge forward. You're going to bring the right shoulder towards the right knee, And then feel that right hip pull back, tuck the chin. And even if you don't hinge so far forward, I still want you to find a drishti. Still press into the feet. Maybe you gaze at the front foot, maybe you gaze back at the back foot. And then maybe you do something a little bit more than you've done before in the pose. Maybe you start to lift the thumbs off of the sacrum. I want you to keep your gaze down though, soft shoulders away from the ears. Take a big, deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then release the hands all the way down to the floor. Bring that right forearm onto the right thigh, and then the left hand to the left hip. So the shoulders are probably still pointed down towards the floor. Let's rotate the spine forward so that the bottom ribs, the right ribs, are rotating up towards the ceiling so the heart shines forward and up more. And you can gaze forward if that feels better for the neck, or maybe you look up towards the ceiling. Keep sinking into this front foot. Seal the outer edge of that back foot evenly. And then we're taking a breath here. Take a big, deep breath in and a full breath out. In this last breath, you can keep the hand on the hip or maybe extend it up to the ceiling or over that ear. And then final breath here. Feel length through the sides of the body. Full cycle. Really good, you guys. Stay with your breath. Left hand is going to come all the way down to the floor. Pivot to the ball of the left foot. Ground the left palm into the floor, and then maybe step that left foot back. Firm the left leg. Inhale, spiral the right hand up to the ceiling, dragonfly twist. And then still push the right foot down into the floor. Keep the left leg lifted. Hips try and stay in line with one another. And then notice as that right hip swaying out to the side. See if you can pull the right hip back towards the heel. Big, deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale to unwind. The right hand comes down to the floor. You can step back into table or plank pose. And we'll move through our vinyasa. So we've been practicing already. On your inhale, rock the shoulders forward. Exhale, you're going to lower either all the way down or halfway. Either way, elbows stay hugged in. Inhale for your back bend, either cobra or upward facing dog. Lift the heart. If you're in cobra, keep the neck long. Look down through the back of the head. Take a big, deep breath here. And then exhale, find your downward facing dog. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. If you want to come into a child's pose, you can always drop the knees. And then just settle here for a moment. Bring that attention and awareness back to your heart and back to that question. So a lot of times we think so many things, so many positive qualities. And so maybe when you're out, if you're able to go out, maybe you try giving a perfect stranger a compliment. Don't know, can really brighten someone's day and really make them feel happy. Take one more breath. And then let's move on to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts, look forward. Plant the foot between the palms. You can inch it forward. And then the right foot is stepping out and over just a little bit. Rotate the right heel down. And then before you come up, feel that alignment and that foundation already started. Sink into the knee. Feel the inner back thigh rotating backwards to the mat. Feel the edge of that right foot sealed really firmly to the floor. And then when you're ready, soft shoulders. Use the inhale to rise up. Sink into the knee, pull that left hip back. Heart lifts towards the chin. And then you have those options for the hands. And then once you find that sweet spot, take a couple of breaths. Soft shoulders. Stay connected to your breath. And then let's bring the hands behind the back. Reverse the crossing. So bring the other thumb on top. For me, it's going to be the left thumb. The thumbs can rest on the low back, or you can start to straighten them. Be careful not to hyperextend through the elbows. And then inhale to lift up through the heart. Soften those shoulders. And then you can stay here, or exhale, let's hinge forward. Maybe you extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Pull the belly button towards the spine. Pull that left hip back. Soft collarbone. Take a full cycle of breath here. Keep pressing into both feet evenly. Take one more breath. Really good, you guys. Release the hands. Bring them all the way down to the floor. Spin to the ball. Oh, actually, you're going to keep the foot sealed to the floor and bring the left forearm to the left thigh. That's where we're going. And then let's start by bringing the right hand to the right hip. And the gaze is probably down at that left foot. So we'll start to rotate the left ribs forward now in the same direction you're facing. And that right shoulder stacks on top of the left. The right hand can stay here at the right hip, or you can extend it up towards the ceiling, or maybe it goes over the right ear. Soften through the shoulder and keep pressing into both feet evenly. You'll start to notice you'll lay off the pressure on one foot or the other. So really feel those feet grounded evenly. Relax the shoulder blade away from the right ear. We'll take another breath. And then let's bring that right hand all the way down. You're spinning to the ball of the right foot. Inhale to rotate the left hand up. Ground and firm the left or the right palm down. Belly button comes into the spine. And then feel that left hip pulling backwards. Soften through the left shoulder. Take another full breath. Inhale to unwind. Left hand comes down to the floor. Ground the palms. Step back, find your table or your plank pose. Firm thighs, firm core. Inhale, rock the shoulders forward. Exhale to lower either all the way or halfway down. Inhale for your back bend. Either come into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, lift the sit bones high, and then exhale, downward, or child's pose, excuse me. Bring the knees wide if the low back is talking to you. Press the sit bones back for the heels. And I just want you to stack the palms flat. Maybe bring the middle of the forehead into the middle of the palms. And you'll take a full breath. Feel the heart resting, softening down towards the floor. Collarbone is relaxing from the chin. And then just take a moment here to catch your breath. Find your center once again. As the mind starts to wander, maybe you use that question that we have started our practice with to come back to your mat. You want to think of our practice as a moving meditation. So we're able to take the time of all of the outside influences and outside noises and just take this time to be with our own thoughts, be with our own movements. So take another full breath in and a full breath out. I was going to do another standing sequence, but I think I want us to come down onto the ground and stay on the ground now. So come up to a seated position. Rock the sit bones from side to side. And then I want you to close the eyes once again once you find that seat. And then as that awareness comes back to your heart, back to your breath, keep the lips sealed. Use the inhale to sweep the arms up. When you exhale, you're going to twist towards the right knee. Bring the left hand on top of the right thigh, and the right hand's going to come behind you so you can lift through the chest. And then as you inhale, you'll grow nice and tall. Use the exhale to gaze over your right shoulder. It helps to bring the belly button towards the spine. And then a full cycle of breath here. Soften through the thighs. Feel the sit bones grounding and rooting into the floor. And breathe. Where can you soften the body? I want you to keep your eyes closed. Use your inhale to come back to center. Arms come right alongside the ears. Exhale, twist now to the opposite side. Bring the right hand to the left thigh. Left hand comes behind you to lift through the sternum. And then exhale, belly button to the spine. Gaze over your left shoulder. Take a full cycle of breath. Let's use the inhale, coming back to center, arms right alongside the ears. Exhale, hinge forward. Walk the hands as far forward as feels comfortable, but I want you to keep the sit bones planted to whatever surface you're sitting on. Tuck the chin. Feel space between the shoulders. Take a breath here. Let's inhale. We'll walk the spine up. I want you to lay down onto the floor, onto your mat. Bring the knees into the chest. You can rock from side to side if that feels good. You can also bring the hands behind the knees onto the hamstrings. Sometimes that feels better. You get a little bit more leverage. And then just pause here for a moment. Let the backs of the thighs soften, the glutes open. The low back starting to release more to the floor. And then keep this connection with the legs. You can bring the hands behind the knees or keep them behind the knees. Flex the feet. You can grab for the ankles or the outer edges of the feet. Come into a happy baby. And so again, behind the knees, think about the knees pulling down towards each of the armpits. You can flex the feet here. And the idea is to get a stretch in the sit bones and then the hamstrings. And then it also kind of stretches the hips and the feet. You can also play around with it, maybe straighten one leg at a time. Straighten both. And we'll take one more breath. And then bring the feet down to the floor. Have the feet close to the sit bones. Bring the hands right alongside the body. And you'll take a big inhale, press into the balls of both feet. Lift the hips. You can keep the hands along the sides of the body. If you have a prop, you can always bring this into a more of a restorative pose by placing the prop underneath your sacrum. So if you have a pillow or a block, it's actually really nice because it lets the sacrum release. And then the other option is you can roll the shoulder blades underneath the body, interlace the fingers like we did before, and then reach the knuckles towards the heels. You're rotating the inner thighs towards one another. Lift through the hips. Wherever you are, we're taking a couple of breaths here. See if you can soften through the body, even though there's all of this exertion going on. Take one more breath, maybe lift a little bit higher. And then if the arms are underneath the body, release. Use your exhale to bring the spine down one vertebrae at a time. You'll pause here, extend the right foot out to the right corner of the mat, left foot out to the left corner. Rotate the palms up, pull the shoulder blades underneath the back so that the heart lifts. And I want you just to take a few breaths here. See if you can release and let go of any of that exertion, any of that tension that you're still holding on to. Feel the back of the body releasing into the floor. Let go of your gripping. And then just take a breath or two. And then let's go ahead and inhale to bring the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and just rock from side to side. You'll roll over onto your right side. Rest your head on your arm. Bring the left palm to the floor or your mat. And then just take a moment here. Now I want you to express that gratitude back to yourself for your practice and for all of the positive qualities that you possess. Eyes stay closed. Press into the palms, lift the heart. Find your comfortable seated position. We'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. Keep that smile on your face. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths to close our practice. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. And again, inhale. And exhale. And finally, bigger inhale. And a fuller exhale. When you're ready, blink the eyes open. Namaste. Thanks, you guys, for joining me on a Monday morning. So today is Pearl Harbor Day, and it's one of those ways that we can thank people that have served our country in the past, that are currently serving, and maybe we take a little bit of time to honor those that have passed serving for our country. So just take a little bit of time. Again, give gratitude and kindness to those that are around you, whether it's people you know, maybe it's a perfect stranger. Really lead from the heart today. That's going to set the tone for your entire week. Thanks for joining me. And then on Wednesday, my practice is a little bit earlier because I'm teaching at another studio. So 8 a.m. for our practice on Wednesday. But if you are sleeping in, you can always join the recorded version. Thanks for your time. Love you guys. Have a really great day.